Before we get into the very specific 5 voicemail formula, let's first talk about some reasons why they don't call back. In the years that I've had a chance to work with individuals in sales, I found that there are 6 main reasons why our good fit prospects don't call us back. Right? They were excited, you were excited. For some reason, life got busy, life got hectic, they dropped off the radar, and we're leaving people messages again and again and again. I've narrowed this down to 6 reasons why they don't call back. Now, is this the end all be all? Absolutely not. But these are 6 real world reasons. All right, so here's the number 1 reason that they don't call you back is they're not ready to volunteer to hear a sales pitch. Probably the single most common voicemail that individuals in sales leave is some version of a mini commercial, right? Where they're talking about our company provides this, what we're known for, we're the industry leader in, please call me back at 555. Well, if we think about that, again, take our salesperson hat off for a second and put our prospects hat on for a second. The only reason that we would pick up the phone and return that call is if we were to say, okay, yep, I'm ready to hear a sales pitch, but break out the company brochure and read it line by line. Nobody's going to do that. All the great things about your company, all the reasons why people work with you, all the wonderful things that you're going to be able to do for them only make sense if those are their reasons. So number 1 reason why they don't call back is we're leaving some mini commercial. And the only reason that they would want to return that call is if they're ready to hear a sales pitch. The number 2 reason why they don't call you back, this is going to sound kind of harsh, but I don't mean it this way, is they're not impressed with you as you are. Here's what that sounds like. It's some version of, here's how great I am, or here's how great our company is. We're the largest, we're the biggest, we're the best. Here's what makes us special. Again, those are your reasons, not necessarily their reasons. By the way, it doesn't even talk about what it is that you can do for them. See, most of the messages that people in sales leave are all about them, their company, what they offer. Most of the messages that people in sales leave are all about them, all about how great their company is, all the great things that their company can do and provide. But what do we know? Everyone's favorite subject? Themselves. They honestly only care about the things that your company can do as it relates to them and their world. All right, so number 3. The number 3 reason that our prospects don't return our calls is we're asking a total stranger to admit to having a problem, to admit to not having done something. I call it the admit it message. We work with people when they have these problems. Have you taken care of this yet? I had a message or I had a note that you were looking into. Have you gotten that taken care of? I had a note down here to call you because you were looking for, and as I say this, in your mind's eye, picture me pointing a finger at you, okay? I had a message to give you a call because you wanted to talk about this service. Now, I don't know about you, but when I hear a message like that, my first inclination, and frankly, I think most people, when they hear a message like that, their first inclination is to back away and say, nope, don't need it, don't want it. I don't want to have to admit to you, Mr. and Mrs. Salesperson, that I have this problem. I don't want to give away too much too soon. I don't want to tell you how bad I need it. I don't want to tell you how much I'm interested in what it is that you offer, because all the fears, all the doubts that come into play. If I tell you how much I need it, then what am I afraid the price is going to do? Go up. If we're leaving a message that says, hey, have you taken care of this yet? Or give me a call if you have any questions. What are we asking them to admit? That they have questions. By the way, if they had questions, they probably would have already asked them. Reason number 4, the 4th reason that prospects don't call us back is that we're leaving them a message that points things out that they've still not done. I call it the here's more work to do. Have you ever left a message like this? I sent you some information the other day. Did you read that pamphlet? Did you open the files that I sent you? Did you watch this? Did you go do that? How much stuff do you have on your desk? When we call somebody and we say, hey, I sent you over a quote, I sent you over a proposal, did you have a chance to look at it? Even if they did, they may not be ready to engage in that conversation yet. Or I sent you over an information package. Have you had a chance to read it? In their mind, when they hear that message, they say, well, no, I haven't. Doesn't make sense to call them until I've done that. Reason number 5 that prospects don't call us back is they think that you're asking them to buy right now. It could sound like this. We spoke last week, and if you're still looking for options for whatever it is that you sell, my number is 555. Let's think about this. When they hear that message, if you're still looking for printing, if you're still looking for these financial services, if you're still looking for information about this piece of equipment, my number is 555. So what they could hear when you leave that message is, when I'm ready to buy it, I should call them. I'm not ready to buy it right now, so I won't call them back. And reason number 6 that they don't call you back is they know that you're going to call back. Now, I had these listed in some kind of order, but the more that I think about it, this reason number 6 really should have been reason number 1. If you think about this, I think you'll find that it's true. When we leave someone a message, odds are that if we've gotten to a certain point in the conversation, for whatever reason, they were interested in what we sell. And here's what happens. Picture this in your mind. They're sitting at their desk or in their car, wherever they review their voicemails. They've got a pen, a pad of paper in their hand, and they say, all right, so I got to do this, I got to do this. And they're going through their voicemails, and they hear your voicemail. If they're interested, here's what happens. They say, oh, right, gosh, I got to talk to Jim, or I got to talk to Judy. But you know what? I'll just catch them the next time they call. Here's where this came from. A couple of years back, I guess maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I needed a new roof on my house. And there was a guy who was doing a pretty good job. His name was Jerry, and he worked for a company that sold roofs. I really needed a roof. My house is about 35 years old, and it's had the same roof on it for, I want to say, the last 20 years. It's time for a roof. And I went out and I looked at several different companies and decided that Jerry's was really the company that I wanted. He gave me some information to look at. And there were some really specific things that they wanted to do, and I wasn't real familiar with it, so I got some information from him. And then Jerry proceeded to leave me messages. Did you have a chance to read that information? When you're ready to buy this, hey, we're running a special. And he left all these messages that I was paying attention to. Here's what's happening. And then finally, I was ready to get a roof, and I was busy. I had a lot of things going on in my world, in my business, in my family life at that time. Again, you may or may not know me. If you don't, and for those of you who do, I have 6 kids, right? Oldest is 18, youngest is 7. I've got a big family, 4 boys, 2 girls, lots of activities going on. And for me to be able to stop and get something scheduled requires a really big effort. And here's what happened. Every time Jerry called, I said, right, I got to call him. I got to get this scheduled. But first I got to do this. And of course I would forget. What we're doing here is we're trying to start a conversation with someone about what you sell as it relates to them. So what we want to do is we want to come up with some strategies and techniques that are going to invite them to join the conversation by making it all about them.